Hi everyone, welcome to our new video. Have you ever wondered if a simple 50-cent coin, sitting quietly in a drawer, could secretly be worth millions of dollars? It sounds impossible, yet collectors around the world keep talking about rare Kennedy half-dollars that shocked everyone with their value. Some say a few hidden examples are worth life-changing money. Others say it's just rumor and hype. But what if the truth is somewhere in between? Today, we're going to explore 3 rare Kennedy half-dollar coins, each connected to the powerful legacy of John F. Kennedy, and each surrounded by surprising value stories that most people have never heard. Are these coins really ordinary, or could one of them be an overlooked treasure hiding in plain sight? Stay with me until the very end, because when we reveal their real worth, the truth might completely change the way you look at every half-dollar you find. Let's start with our first coin. Have you ever held a simple 50-cent coin in your hand and wondered if it might secretly be worth $1 million or more? It sounds like something from a movie, yet stories like this travel fast in the coin collecting world. People whisper about rare coins discovered in pocket change, coins that looked completely ordinary but later sold for life-changing money. And today, we are stepping into one of those mysterious stories, the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar. Some collectors believe a few rare examples are worth astonishing sums. Others say the million-dollar talk is nothing more than exaggerated hype. But what is the truth? Could your coin be one of the rare treasures, or just a regular 50-cent piece? Stay with me till the end, because before we reveal the real truth behind the million-dollar rumors, you'll discover everything collectors know about this coin, and some details might genuinely surprise you. When you first look at the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar, it may seem familiar, even ordinary. But its design carries deep national meaning and powerful symbolism. On the front of the coin, you see the striking portrait of John F. Kennedy. His profile faces left, calm and dignified, capturing the image of a leader whose legacy still resonates decades later. Above his head appears the word Liberty, boldly curved along the rim, while the year 1972 sits just below his portrait. If you look closely near the base of his neck, you'll notice a small letter D. That tiny detail is incredibly important. It shows the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Flip the coin over, and the reverse design is just as powerful. A detailed American bald eagle spreads its wings wide in a symbol of strength, vigilance, and national pride. The eagle holds arrows in one claw and an olive branch in the other, representing readiness for war and desire for peace. This design is inspired by the presidential seal and was created by the talented engraver Frank Gasparo. Around the eagle are the inscriptions United States of America and half-dollar, reminding us that this coin was produced for everyday use by the United States Mint. Unlike the early Kennedy half-dollars made in 1964 that contained silver, the 1972 D version is composed of copper and nickel layers bonded together, known as clad composition. That means its metal value is not high. But collector value depends on something far more important, rarity and condition. To truly understand the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar, we need to go back in time. The Kennedy half-dollar series began in 1964, just months after President Kennedy's assassination. The nation wanted a lasting tribute, and replacing the Franklin half-dollar with Kennedy's portrait became a powerful symbol of remembrance. The coins were immediately popular. People saved them as keepsakes rather than spending them. By 1972, however, something interesting had happened. Half-dollars were still being produced in large numbers, but they were rarely used in everyday commerce. Many were stored away, collected, or simply ignored. That year alone, the Denver Mint produced over 141 million Kennedy half-dollars. That huge production number means most examples are not rare, but it also means that finding exceptional ones becomes a special challenge. And this is where collectors begin to look closer, much closer. Because even when millions of coins are made, mistakes happen. And sometimes those mistakes turn ordinary coins into valuable treasures. The 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar is known to exist with several different types of mint errors, and these are what collectors hunt for most eagerly. One of the most dramatic is the off-center strike, where the coin blank was not properly aligned when struck. Part of the design may be missing, giving the coin a strange and fascinating appearance. The more off-center, while still showing the date, the more valuable it can be. Another possibility is a clipped planchet, where part of the metal blank was missing before striking, leaving a curved chunk missing from the coin's edge. These errors are visually obvious and highly collectible. Some coins may show doubling in the design, called double dies, where letters or details appear slightly doubled due to a die misalignment during manufacturing. These can be subtle, sometimes only visible under magnification, but collectors love them. There is also the well-known no-FG variety, where the initials of designer Frank Gasparo are faint or missing from the reverse. This happens when the mint over-polishes the die, removing fine details. Not every missing initial is rare, but strong examples attract attention. Now let's talk about what everyone really wants to know, the value. And this is where reality becomes more complex and more interesting. If your 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar has been circulated, meaning it has wear from everyday use, its value is usually very close to face value. Most sell for 50 cents to $1. If the coin is uncirculated and still has original mint luster, collectors may pay $2 to $5. Professionally graded coins in higher condition are worth more, MS-63 to MS-64, about $5 to $12. MS-65, around $15 to $25. MS-66, roughly $40 to $80. Now we reach the rare territory. Coins graded MS-67, which show extremely sharp detail and minimal imperfections, can sell for $120 to $300 or more, depending on demand and eye appeal. But then comes the level that excites serious collectors, MS-68. These coins are almost flawless, extremely rare, and incredibly difficult to find from a high mintage year like 1972. Auction records show that such coins can sell for $2,000 to $6,000, and sometimes even higher if competition is strong. Error coins add another layer of value. Minor errors, $20 to $100. Strong visible errors, $100 to $500 plus. Rare dramatic errors or exceptional double dies, $1,000 or more. So before we even discuss the million-dollar rumors, you can already see something important. This coin can absolutely be worth far more than 50 cents under the right conditions. Now, after understanding all of this, the design, the history, the minting process, the errors, the grading, the auction results, we finally arrive at the question everyone has been waiting for. Is the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar really worth millions? Here is the honest, evidence-based truth. There is no confirmed record anywhere of this coin selling for $1 million. Not in major auctions. Not in professional grading databases. Not in documented private sales. The million-dollar stories exist because of misunderstanding and excitement. Some coins in the world really have sold for millions. Extremely rare historical coins, unique mint errors, or coins with only one known example. When people hear those stories, they sometimes assume other coins, like the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar, could be similar. But in reality, while this coin can be valuable in top condition or with rare errors, the million-dollar claim is simply not supported by real sales data. And yet, here is the fascinating part. Even though the million-dollar dream isn't real, the thrill of possibility still is. Because most people never check their coins carefully. Many don't know how to spot errors. Some rare pieces may still be hiding in collections, drawers, or old coin jars. So while you may not be holding $1 million coin, you could still be holding something far more valuable than you think. Let's move on our second coin in today's series. Have you ever imagined that a coin you could still find in pocket change, a simple 50-cent piece, might secretly be worth millions of dollars? It sounds unbelievable, but stories like this spread quickly among collectors. People talk about rare coins discovered by accident, coins that looked completely ordinary until experts examined them closely, and suddenly their value exploded. Today, we're stepping into another one of those mysterious stories, the 1986 P. Kennedy half-dollar. Some collectors claim certain examples are worth astonishing amounts. Others say the million-dollar talk is pure exaggeration. But what's the truth? Could this coin really be hiding incredible value? Stay with me until the end, because before we uncover the real story behind the million-dollar rumors, you're going to learn everything collectors know about this coin, and the details might change the way you look at every half-dollar you see. At first glance, the 1986 P. Kennedy half-dollar looks almost identical to many others in the series. But its design carries powerful meaning rooted in American history. On the front of the coin is the unmistakable portrait of John F. Kennedy. His left-facing profile appears calm, confident, and dignified, a tribute that has remained unchanged since the coin was first introduced in 1964. Above his head, the word Liberty stretches across the rim, while the date 1986 appears below. If you look closely near Kennedy's neck, you'll see a small letter P. That mint mark tells you this coin was struck at the Philadelphia facility of the United States Mint. Turn the coin over, and the reverse design presents one of the most detailed images used on circulating American coinage. A powerful bald eagle spreads its wings wide, gripping arrows in one claw and an olive branch in the other, symbolizing strength and peace. The eagle is surrounded by stars representing the states, and the inscriptions United States of America and $50 frame the design. The composition of the 1986 P coin is copper-nickel clad, layers of metal bonded together, giving the coin durability but no precious metal value. To understand the importance of the 1986 P Kennedy $50, we need to look at what was happening during that time. By the mid-1980s, $50 were no longer widely used in everyday transactions. Vending machines rarely accepted them, banks ordered fewer of them, and most people simply didn't carry them. Even though millions were still produced, many went straight into storage or collections rather than circulation. In 1986, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 66 million Kennedy $50. That is a large number, meaning most examples are common. But interestingly, because people weren't using $50 much, many coins were saved in rolls or mint sets. That means finding them in truly pristine condition today is possible, but finding perfect ones is still extremely difficult. And this is where collectors begin paying close attention. Because even common coins can become valuable when something unusual happens during minting. The 1986 P. Kennedy $50 is known to exist with several types of mint errors, and these are what collectors search for most intensely. One possible error is the off-center strike, where the coin wasn't properly aligned when struck. This leaves part of the design missing and gives the coin a dramatic, unusual look. Another error is a clipped planchet, where a portion of the coin blank was missing before it was struck, leaving a curved piece missing from the edge. Some coins show double die features, where letters or design elements appear doubled because of a die alignment issue during production. There are also struck-through errors, where debris or foreign material interfered during the striking process, leaving strange marks or missing detail. In rare cases, coins may be missing part of their outer metal layer, called a missing clad layer error, which changes the coin's color and weight. These can be especially valuable because they are visually dramatic and clearly identifiable. Now let's talk about what these coins are actually worth, and this is where the excitement really begins. If your 1986 P. Kennedy $50 has been circulated and shows normal wear, its value is usually just 50 cents to about $1. If it is uncirculated with strong mint luster, collectors may pay around $2 to $6. Coins that are professionally graded in higher mint state levels bring more, MS63 to MS64, roughly $6 to $15. MS65, around $18 to $30. MS66, about $40 to $90 depending on quality. When we move into very high-grade territory, values rise more dramatically. Coins graded MS67, which are extremely well-preserved with minimal marks, can sell for $150 to $400 or more. Now comes the rare level that collectors dream about, MS68. These coins are nearly flawless and extremely difficult to find. When one appears at auction, prices can jump to $2,000 to $7,000, sometimes even higher if demand is strong and the coin has exceptional eye appeal. Error coins can vary widely in price. Minor mint errors, $25 to $100. Strong visible errors, $100 to $500 plus. Major or rare errors like missing clad layers or dramatic off-center strikes, $500 to $2,000 or more, depending on rarity and condition. So before we even talk about the million-dollar rumors, one thing is clear: this coin can absolutely be worth serious money under the right circumstances. Now, after understanding its design, history, production numbers, condition levels, grading, and error varieties, we finally face the big question. Is the 1986 P. Kennedy $50 really worth millions? Here is the honest truth. There is no confirmed evidence of any 1986 P. Kennedy $50 selling for $1 million. No documented auction results. No certified sales. No verified collector records. The million-dollar rumors exist mostly because of excitement and misunderstanding. Some coins in history truly have sold for enormous amounts, but those are usually extremely rare historical coins, unique mint mistakes, or one-of-a-kind survivors. When people hear those stories, they sometimes assume more common coins might have the same potential. But based on real market data, the 1986 P. Kennedy half-dollar, even in extraordinary condition, has never reached anything close to $1 million. Still, that doesn't make it ordinary or uninteresting. Because the difference between a 50-cent coin and a $1,000 coin can come down to a tiny detail, a small error, or an almost invisible mark. And most people never examine their coins closely enough to know what they truly have. So while the million-dollar dream may not be real, the possibility of hidden value absolutely is. And we're not finished yet, because one more Kennedy half-dollar remains, and its story may be the most surprising of all. Let's move on our third coin in today's series. Imagine finding a coin from the year 2000, a coin that looks modern, common, and completely ordinary, and then hearing someone say it might secretly be worth millions of dollars. It sounds unbelievable, but rumors like this spread fast in the coin collecting world. Stories appear online, collectors talk about rare mint mistakes, and suddenly people begin searching through their coin jars, hoping they've been holding a hidden treasure for years. Today, we're stepping into the mystery of the 2000 P. Kennedy half-dollar. Some believe certain rare examples could be worth incredible sums. Others say the million-dollar talk is just excitement getting out of control. But what's the truth? Could this coin from the new millennium really be hiding extraordinary value? Stay with me until the end, because before we reveal the real truth behind the million-dollar rumors, you'll discover everything collectors know about this coin, and the real numbers may surprise you. At first glance, the 2000 P. Kennedy half-dollar looks just like many others in the series. But its design carries powerful meaning and historical emotion that connects generations. On the front of the coin is the famous portrait of John F. Kennedy. His profile faces left, calm and dignified, capturing the memory of a leader whose legacy continues to shape American history. The word liberty stretches boldly along the top edge, and the date 2000 sits below his portrait, marking the start of a new century. Near Kennedy's neck is a small letter P, showing the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the primary production facilities of the United States Mint. Turn the coin over, and the reverse displays the detailed American bald eagle with wings fully extended. The eagle clutches arrows and an olive branch, symbols of strength and peace, while stars surround the design, representing the states of the nation. The inscriptions, United States of America, and half-dollar, frame the image. Like other modern Kennedy halves, the 2000 P coin is made of copper and nickel bonded together in layers, durable, practical, but not containing silver. To really understand this coin, we need to think about the time it was made. The year 2000 marked the beginning of a new millennium, a symbolic moment around the world. But interestingly, by this time, half-dollars were hardly used in everyday transactions. Most people didn't carry them. Stores rarely needed them. Banks ordered them in limited numbers. Many coins were produced mainly for collectors rather than circulation. In the year 2000, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 32 million Kennedy half-dollars. That may sound like a huge number, and it is, but compared to earlier decades, production was actually lower. Even so, most of these coins were saved, stored, or placed into mint sets. That means many examples still exist in nice condition today, but finding truly perfect coins is still extremely difficult. And this is where collectors begin paying very close attention. Because even when millions of coins are made, unusual minting events can create rare and valuable pieces. The 2000 P. Kennedy half-dollar can appear with several types of mint errors, and these are what collectors search for most carefully. One possible error is an off-center strike, where the design appears shifted because the coin blank was misaligned when struck. These coins can look dramatic and unusual. Another is a clipped planchet, where part of the coin's metal was missing before it was struck, leaving a curved section missing from the edge. Some coins show double die features, where parts of the design, especially lettering, appear doubled due to a die alignment issue during manufacturing. There are also struck-through errors, where debris interfered during the striking process, leaving strange marks or missing detail. One of the more dramatic possibilities is a missing clad layer error, where one of the outer metal layers is absent. These coins may appear copper-colored or have an unusual weight, and collectors find them especially fascinating. Now let's talk about what people really want to know, the value. And this is where things become truly interesting. A circulated 2000 P. Kennedy half-dollar, one that shows normal wear, is usually worth 50 cents to $1. An uncirculated coin with bright original mint shine may sell for about $2 to $6. Higher-grade collector coins bring stronger prices. MS-63 to MS-64, around $6 to $15. MS-65, about $18 to $35. MS-66, roughly $40 to $100, depending on eye appeal. Now we reach the premium collector range. Coins graded MS-67, which show extremely sharp detail and very few imperfections, can sell for $150 to $450 or more, depending on demand. Then comes the level that serious collectors dream about, MS-68. These coins are extremely rare, nearly flawless, and incredibly difficult to find. When examples appear at auction, they can sell for $2,500 to $8,000 or even higher, especially if the coin has exceptional visual quality. Error coins can also vary widely. Minor errors, $25 to $120. Strong visible errors, $150 to $600 plus. Major dramatic mint errors, $800 to $3,000 or more, depending on rarity and collector demand. So before we even discuss the million-dollar rumors, one thing is very clear. This coin can absolutely be valuable if it has exceptional condition or rare minting mistakes. Now, after learning about the design, history, production numbers, preservation levels, grading, and error types, we finally arrive at the question everyone has been waiting for. Is the 2000 P. Kennedy half-dollar really worth millions? Here is the honest and evidence-based truth. There is no confirmed record of any 2000 P. Kennedy half-dollar selling for $1 million. None in major auctions. None in certified grading reports. None in documented collector sales. The million-dollar stories exist because of excitement, speculation, and confusion with other rare coins. Some coins in history truly have sold for enormous amounts, but those were usually extremely rare historical issues or one-of-a-kind mint mistakes. When people hear those stories, they sometimes assume modern coins could reach the same level. But based on real market evidence, the 2000 P. Kennedy half-dollar, even in extraordinary condition, has never reached anything close to $1 million. And yet, the story doesn't end there. Because coin collecting has always been about discovery. Many valuable coins were once considered ordinary. Many rare errors were unnoticed for years. And most people never examine their coins closely enough to see what they really have. So while the million-dollar dream may not be real, the possibility of hidden value still is. And sometimes, the most ordinary-looking coin can still hold an extraordinary surprise, waiting quietly for someone curious enough to look closer.